I love shiny Pokemon. From the time I learned about them as a teenager, shiny Pokemon have had a grip on me. But of all the shinies available today, the shinies of Generation 2 were something else. The palette used looked like it was inspired by a trip on acid. I can't help but love the dominant greens and pinks contrasting in the ugliest, most obnoxious way. The funniest part of it all is that aside from a few sprites, for the most part they're just objectively worse. But the chance of finding one in Gen 2 is a cool 1 out of 8,192 per encounter, which is a seriously sad and low number. So, although they don't do anything except look different, finding one at full odds is a feat in itself, and so if you get one, you know you have something special. Because I'm only human, these meaningless pixels shaded differently just really did it for me. They are special, they are cool, they are rare, they are unique. I like that. I want that. As much as I hate to admit it, I've spent many hours throughout my life in pursuit of the shiny, because as with most things of high value, there is a long-held belief that is carried across time. Whether you were a prisoner of war in the Shang dynasty being ritually murdered to appease the spirits, or you're just a modern-day slave to the system, you have been told by the powers that be that the best chance at fortune requires your sacrifice. It was with that self-flagellating mindset that when I started my copy of Crystal, the hunt was at the forefront of my mind. I mean, how many resets will it really take for a shiny starter? Before playing, I had just watched the video of Party Arlie doing just that. I love her, by the way. And it only took her 440 tries for her Cyndaquil, so maybe I'd have that same luck? The starting screen loads. Nostalgia hits me. This generation was by far my most played as a kid. It feels a bit like home. The music, the art, the towns, all carried me back to a long-since-faded piece of time. I play through the intro until it's time to choose my starter. It's now or never. Am I going for the hunt? After being shown my Cyndaquil, which is a very regular black and red, it hits me. Yes, the truth is that I want the cool colors for my playthrough, but I can't help but ask, at what cost? It's interesting to note that although adult me wants shiny Pokemon, me as a kid didn't really give a crap. It's likely that even if I had stumbled upon one, I wouldn't have known what the hell they were. Would you even have the wherewithal to notice when you're 7 years old that the color on your tiny Game Boy screen is kinda different? All I knew was that I wanted to raise my Poliwag into a Politoed. All I knew is that Pidgeot was cool. I read the strategy guide. I needed King's Rock? Where can I find that? Nothing about playing Pokemon to me back then was resetting the game over and over again so I could find a shiny to do a playthrough with. Although in newer generations, when I have nothing else to do, a hunt here and there is fun, but when I want to play the game, it's just not my idea of a good time to put off playing to potentially maybe catch a shiny, especially at such a rate that Gen 2 has. I like them, I think they're cool, I can't just unlearn they exist, I can't unwant them. But I realized I just have a greater priority. The game. To some, the game is hunting shinies. That's cool, but that's just not me, man. I want to explore, adventure, and build a bond with my team. I don't even want to catch them all or play optimally. I don't care if Diglett has the worst stats when he got a nose like that. So, I decided against resetting for a shiny Cyndaquil. I'll live. I've become okay with letting the game decide the fate of whether I'll get one or not. I let go. I'm having fun. I catch a Pidgey. I'm officially off on my journey. By the time I near the border to Violet City, I come across my first full odds shiny. My jaw drops. You'll have to imagine it because I wasn't recording. But there it is, in front of my eyes. Hoppip. Would it have been my first choice? Probably not, but I do not care. Her final evolution Jumpluff is really cool. This ugly poo green sprite made me laugh out loud. Paradoxically, after giving up the hunt, I realized that I got everything I wanted just by experiencing the joy of Pokemon. So I take my newly caught Hoppip and I name her Sparkle, and she becomes my main. I'm having fun exploring, talking to trainers, giving them my phone number, and then getting called incessantly till I decide to block their ass, battling gym leaders, seeing which Pokemon are around, and filling up the rest of my team. This is peak Pokemon. And eventually, I arrive at the daycare, where I fall prey to the odd egg. For those of you who don't know, for whatever reason, the odd egg that the daycare man gives you has a 12% chance of hatching a shiny Pokemon. Those are great odds. I have to hunt this, right? It's basically in the bag. So off I went. I learned a glitch to get multiple eggs at a time to speed the process up. And still, I spent too much time running up and down Goldenrod on my bicycle, hoping that I could hatch just one shiny. 5 eggs hatch, nothing. 10, nothing. 15, and nothing. And with nothing, I realized what I was doing. I fell back into the trap of wanting the nice thing, of trying to bend the rules of the game to make it happen quickly, to manipulate the game, to take charge and leave my fate up to me through my efforts, to ritually sacrifice my time to appease the spirits of fortune. Maybe that's not my path. I revert to my save state. I approach the old man, get the egg, and save the game. I become okay with having a regular old wiggly buff, or whatever the fuck, because I want to play the damn game. And then I'm off again, and I put it all at the back of my mind. Often, what we experience in our lives is a parallel to what we're experiencing inside ourselves. For me, this game was a representation of my most recent life lesson. For years, I've spent a lot of my focus and energy in my own life trying to make things happen, sacrificing everything important so I could get the shiny that I was told and fully believed I needed to make it all worthwhile. As a result, I ended up missing the whole journey. And to top it off, I never even found what I was looking for. The truth is, in my case anyway, I like my life how I like my video games, with a lot of exploration, mastery, and joy. And if I get a shiny on top of it all, cool. Other people will tell you how games should be played. The loudest voice might be to be competitive. That's the right way to play. Be the best. Speedrun it the fastest. Catch every Pokemon. Be a completionist. Hunt the shiny Pokemon. If you have fun doing that, that's amazing. But I can't help but wonder, have you ever asked yourself how you have the most fun? The path that brings you the most joy is yours. Your game should be tailored for you and for you alone. There's so many ways to play, and in my case, I just want to find my right team and form bonds with them. I want to discover all sorts of things about the world I'm in and about the people I'm in it with. I want to go to the lake of rage and fish. I want to see what life has to offer. So, eventually, the egg hatched, and out of it came an Elekid, who just so happened to be shiny. I laughed again. Like, really, dude? When I told my boyfriend, he literally asked me if the developers coded it that way. I have a strong suspicion that he's right. I'm not done my playthrough yet, but so far I have 3 shinies if you include the red Gyarados. And an interesting thing happened. Because they were shiny, and therefore special, I put all 3 in my party and they ended up dictating half my team. I realized then that I didn't want them to decide how I played either. That I would be okay replacing my shiny Electabuzz with a Raichu down the road because I find him cuter. That I am keeping my shiny Jumpluff because Leech Seed, Poison Powder, Giga Drain Synthesis feels like a fun moveset. That my shiny Gyarados can just suck it. Just because things are considered more valuable at large, that I don't fall prey to tailoring my playstyle around them. What do I like? What is special to me? One day, the game will be over. And when that day comes, I just want to know I got the most out of my playthrough. Was the shiny truly enough to make it all worth it? Or was it really all just about the journey along the way? Thanks for watching. You've been watching Rizrat. See you in the next one.